Welcome back, friends. Michael Yates at the Ridgeview Pod. We are so glad you've decided to spend some time with us today. As always, the Ridgeview Pod is here to help promote hope, healing, and recovery. And it is my deep, rich honor to have with me today none other than Sharon Stratton. Welcome, Sharon.
Good morning.
See, there's nothing to fear with this thing. I know it's right in our face, but we're just going to have a conversation and have a good time.
Sounds good.
So, Sharon, I've had the rich honor of nominating you for the Dorothea Dix Professional Service Award, which you won through TAMHO. I've tried to find the Oak Ridger to bring that in here, but I must have given it to you or somebody, so it's out there somewhere.
Oh,
But
yeah.
congratulations.
Well, I appreciate the Ridgeview coming together and for you writing up such a nice application, I guess. There were many people that knew about this way before I did, so I was shocked. I was honored and just honored beyond measure.
Well,
Yeah.
it was easy to write, and I was not alone. I had plenty of help from many of your fan club that that helped contribute to that. But I thought, the presentation, the award was back in December, and we've done a press release about it. But I thought, man, we need to set aside some time for the Ridgeview Pod to talk about it and talk about your career here at Ridgeview and helping serve, as Sam Quinones says in his latest book, the least of us. So, you've been with Ridgeview how long?
Well, in May, it'll be 32 years. And I have had other careers. So I'm not as young as you think. No, but I came to Oak Ridge from Memphis. I'd worked in mental health in Memphis for about 2 years. And I just had an opportunity to interview with Ridgeview on a camping trip in the Smoky Mountains. I just ran over here and met Bob Benning.
So Bob was the CEO at that time?
He was,
Okay.
and some people remember Carol Cox, who had longevity as well, and they interviewed me, and at the end of the afternoon, they asked me when I could start, so I had to run home and pack up the truck and move up here.
Well, what a serendipitous trip to the Smoky Mountains that leads to a different location in the state to do what you do best.
I've loved it, and
So the whole time, have you been in the department of doing, psychosocial rehab or were you in different parts of the agency at that point?
No, when I started, psychosocial rehab was not the word of the
Okay.
day. We had a program that was called supported employment,
Okay.
and it was part of what we called the villager programs.
Huh.
And so those programs had day treatment and peer support center, and they had the employment, a lot different from what we do now. But anyway, it was exciting, and I always tell people if you just love to come to work and you would do it without pay, you're in the right place. And for many, many years, I would just say, I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this. So I did start out doing some employment job coaching, and then I fell into just doing the recovery day, the same thing as psychosocial rehab. We were able to get different grants and different funding, and terminology changed. So recovery, hope, healing, and recovery became the word of the day about halfway through my career. And so it was real exciting to see that we were going beyond what we call the medical model,
Uh-huh.
which is it plays a very important piece in recovery, but we were moving on to a recovery, different language, positive. We were, instead of mental illness, we were talking about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen a lot of changes, but the root of recovery has always been with Ridgeview
Yeah.
since the beginning.
Yeah. No, that's well said. You know, something you referenced there about, you know, being called to do something that you would enjoy to do, even if you weren't being paid. Though, you know, we won't take that too far. It did make me think of David White, a poet and a philosopher who, you know, speaks to the rare times when someone's sense of calling, actually a vocational calling, overlaps with uh, doing something that benefits the world, and what a rare sort of occurrence that is. And it seems like that's exactly where your 30 plus years of being at Ridgeview uh, has led. You're doing what you feel called to do, and it's actually making a difference in the world.
You you said that well, and I do, and that is true. And I've always felt that way. And I loved best working with our we call them members. We don't consider them necessarily patients or clients, and just spending each day with members um, from 8 to 4 was a tremendous exciting time with me because I got a chance to be a part of their journey. It could be sometimes it was very sad and heart rendering, and you wished you could do just everything in your power to help them, but just to be alongside them in the journey from day to day was just was has been the best experience. Now I'm more in a management role, and I miss if I ever have a rough day here in the office, I go out to a psychosocial rehab program, a peer support program. I go somewhere where I can feel it, the energy and the
Mhm.
electricity. But I do love helping our staff that come on board, uh, just helping them get ready to do the tremendous work that Ridgeview does, and share our Ridgeview vision and philosophy with them. And we've been very lucky.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of turnover in those programs, and the staff just really, I think they feel a lot like I did.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I just had on prior to us doing this Barry Floyd, who has now moved into this peer wellness position. And I just learned that he's in the process of working towards his degree through Roane State Community College. And I mean, it even just thinking back, you can see the hair on my arms is standing up because it's really exciting to see people have that contagious, evangelistic sort of fire for making a difference in people's lives, a positive difference. So your legacy is alive and well.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, looking back, I mean, I've been at Ridgeview for what, 7 years thereabouts, and I hear stories about how the halls have changed, and you know, there used to be children, adolescents that were part of the hospital here, and so you've seen all of that growth, development, change, even in the hallways, the hallowed halls.
I have, and we had a building that a lot of the case managers and housing support folks and therapists were in that were not really in the Ridgeview building. It was over off Emory Valley. And so that was sort of a satellite
Mm.
office. And that was a sad time when we moved out of there, and we had an like auction, and people could bid on this old furniture from schoolhouses and wherever we
Wow.
could get them, and we moved into bigger and better buildings. And our psychosocial rehab program in Anderson County is on its let's see, one, two, three, fourth building.
Huh. Wow.
Hopefully home to stay.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed,
Yeah.
but I do want to say something before we run out of time.
Sure.
Um, when when we think about Dorothea Dix, um, I really think if she could look down here today, she would, she was in the mid 1800s. Believe that. And she wanted good, better, enhanced, improved treatment for people with mental illness. She just wanted hospitals, people to take them serious. And if she could see us today, we talk about mental health. We talk about how to maintain or how to get to better mental health. The things that we do in the recovery positive language we use. I just think about this award and how wonderful it is to honor someone
Mm.
each year. And I'm humble that I was selected this year, but I think about how it takes so many people to bring the
Mm.
process. And after Dorothea, there's just been many, many people on the road, and um, then you don't get there by yourself. And also all the clients, the members, the patients, the ones that we work with, they've opened up their lives to
Mhm.
us and allowed us to see and be a part of that journey.
Yeah. No, that's beautifully said. I think it is such a privileged place to be when someone opens up their life story and allows you to kind of join in uh, their recovery process. It's a very rare place for people. It's sacred ground in many ways, and I don't think our. The good news is we've come a long way. I
Yes.
sound like the old cigarette adage, we've come a long way, baby, but we still have a long way to go,
Yes.
and the arc is headed in the right direction. Uh, there's more and more funding coming to helping people optimize good mental health as well as physical health. Um, but we're headed in the right direction, and all your work, your career has certainly helped promote all of that. Uh, what gives you, the moniker of this podcast is where we try to cover everything hope, healing, and recovery related. What gives you hope about the future?
I'm a hopeful person anyway. I look for that silver lining. That's how I've always looked. But because I've seen it work here at Ridgeview, I've seen the most incredible things happen with our clients and patients and members that we have. I just know that if for one person their life can change, that it can go across many, many people. And I have hope because I've seen it work. And sometimes you have to hold hope for individuals who just can't even reach out, and you just don't give up on people. So you're always hopeful when you're not going to give up on someone.
Yeah, that's immediately I think of the old Irvin Yalom aspect of holding hope for other people until they're able
Mhm.
to hold it themselves, and that's part of our stewardship and responsibility. Well, I would be remiss if we didn't play just a little game.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Don't
So,
be asking me questions I don't have a cheat sheet for.
yeah, these are, and I have to admit, I stole this from another podcast, one that I follow, Greg Bennett. He's a triathlete, a retired triathlete, who concludes conversations with his guests by asking a few rapid fire fun questions that just help actually get to know somebody maybe in a more personal way and less business kind of way. These are you'll quickly catch on. So if you'll humor me, what's your favorite vacation?
Oh, my favorite vacation. Um, would probably be in the mountains and just hanging out with snow on the ground and nature out outdoors. I love that.
Is it a particular mountainous range like the Smokies, or is it any?
Any, but I'm very partial to the Smoky Mountains.
Eh,
I love that. I mean, a nice beach with some ocean and is nice at times, but I'd like to just kind of curl up, read a book, and look at the snowfall,
all right.
see some wild animals.
Nice. Nice. What would you say, 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest, how cool would you say you are?
Oh, I think I'm different, and so if that's cool, I'm probably I don't know. I mean, I rate on up there within my own way of thinking of myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Probably a 8 plus.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. I think, yeah, that's good for you. If you could swap jobs with anyone else, who would it be?
Oh, Michael, swap jobs with someone. Gosh, I don't know who I'd want to swap jobs with.
President Stratton.
No, nothing out there too much. Like, I don't know. I'd like to have some qualities that Mother Teresa had, or some people like that. I don't really want anything that has a lot of publicity to it, though.
All
I
right.
used to want to live in the, like, like maybe 1920s or 30s or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, this will be an interesting response to this question then. If we were to do a movie about your life, what actress would you like to play you?
Oh my goodness, Michael, I don't even watch movies that much. Who would I don't know. Who do you think I could play
How about
me?
Meryl Streep?
She's all right. She's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judith Dench?
No.
No. Too British?
I don't know. She's just not me. Somebody that's laid back. I don't know. I have to get back to you on that
Yeah.
one.
You chime in the comments below on who you think that might be. What decade of music is best?
I like the era, excuse me, of the folk music and the bars, coffee bars,
Uh-huh.
the time where folk music was very instrumental in the politics and the
Uh-huh.
times that were going on, early 60s.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I like,
Like Dylan.
yeah, Bob
Uh-huh.
Dylan and Pete Seeger and just a lot of folk music that helped.
Carole King.
Yeah, I like Carole
Okay. All right.
King, Joan Baez, just people
Yeah.
like that.
Joni Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her
Okay.
too.
All right. Very good.
Mm.
Very good. Great music. Just a couple more.
Well,
You're doing great. You're
no,
doing great.
my seat's getting hot.
What dinner could you prepare?
Oh, people are laughing now that know you and me because you're asking an absurd question. I could probably make a quiche or some chili or something like that. I'm not a big cook.
Okay.
I
So
can,
name 3 guests that you would invite to that dinner that are not family.
oh, okay. Who would I invite? Oh, I'd invite somebody to come along with their guitar and play some music.
Okay.
I'm not sure who that would be, but I'd have to have little guitar music. Um, I would invite. I might invite you, Michael.
Oh, great.
You're kind
Good.
of fun.
Good.
You have a good smile.
Good.
Um,
I'll be there.
okay. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else. I mean, I would invite lots of people that were fun, but um, maybe I would invite Carol Cox, who brought me into this journey at
Uh-huh.
Ridgeview, and I haven't seen her in a long time. But when I was when I received that award, I thought of her and how she had molded and helped me. And the best thing about Carol was she just let me do anything I wanted. And I like that kind of direction.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking of her driving here today for some reason. So
Oh,
I'm going to
nice.
include her in on the list.
Nice, nice. I like that thought. Great. Last question.
Oh, please.
What's the greatest movie of all time?
The greatest movie of all time. Hmm. A lot of people would say Gone with the Wind.
Hmm.
Um, what the story that I remember that impacted me when I was so much younger was Love Story.
Uh-huh.
That was very sweet, but there's a lot of great movies. I like
Yeah.
the ones that are um, humorous, but there's, they're dramatic. I guess I don't know. I'm failing miserably on your questions.
No, no, no. I mean, it gives folks things to think
I
about,
know.
and how I would answer those today may be different than tomorrow. But I think it's in what I have loved about the way Greg does this is it does give you an insight into, different aspects of a person. We're all so different, and some of the answers can be more uh, confounding, intriguing, amusing than others. So they're just fun to do. And my hope is that certainly as our programs, I know that PSR, PSC, they tune in to these programs, and they'll do this with themselves and ask these same questions of one another. Be a neat way to get to know one another better.
It would be fun. Uh, we'll take note of that.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw a movie last week that was great.
What?
The House of Gucci.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
pretty
with
cool.
yes, her name is
What?
escaping
But
me.
anyway, I don't do a lot of
Uh-huh.
movies, but I saw that and it was impactful. So
Yeah.
just I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go see a movie this weekend,
There you go.
or I'll rent one.
Yeah. Well, Sharon, thank you for taking time to come in and just spend some time talking about your profound, meaningful work, uh, your hope for the future, and about your experience with Ridgeview. So it means a lot to me that you've taken time. I know this is not something that is high on your list of, boy, I can't wait to do this, but it really means a lot to me that you've come in to spend some time with us.
Well, I appreciate you asking me and are so supportive and all that I do here at Ridgeview that keeps me going. It keeps me young. But I do want to mention that I didn't get here on my own, and I have to give a lot of credit for people that shared their journey with me, individuals, staff members, family members that I've gotten to know. There's just a lot of people that unnamed people that gave me the opportunity to do what I get to do.
Can't think of a better way to conclude. You make me think of Maya Angelou's poem, Alone. Alone, all alone, nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. And that goes for all of us.
That's a good one.
So thanks again. And thank you for tuning in, folks. We really appreciate you taking time of your day to spend with us. As always, please subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notification of our next episode. And take good care of yourself. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. And just
Can we
like
talk?
that.
Michael, I need a repeat. That was terrible. I didn't even. I don't think I think I rambled along and I didn't say anything, and I must have no